Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you notice, the process. I am Kirby, and today we're going to talk about things that I've seen out there. And when I say things I've seen out there, y'all know I'm a contrarian investor. So everything that's going on in the news that say is bad to look at right now, I'm all about looking at them. Everything that they're celebrating, that's just the prices are just running up to oblivion. I stay away from them. You know, my motto, one of my first tenets is if everybody's doing it, is probably the wrong thing to do. I'm going to take it a step further and say it is the wrong thing to do. You see people jumping into Bitcoin. I'm not saying Bitcoin's a bad investment. I'm saying the best time to invest was when nobody was paying attention to it, back when it was down there 80,000 a coin. Now that it's ran up to 109, 110, now it's all in the news. Now people want to jump in then. You don't follow the crowd in investing. You want to be the contrarian. You want to invest in things after doing research and things nobody's paying attention to, because that's when you get the attractive price. The money is made on an investment on the buy, not the sell. There's a reason why most millionaires and billionaires are made during a recession, because nobody's paying attention to assets, because everybody's just trying to look at survivability. So if you can find a way to muster up and save your money through the good times and have a stockpile of money when a recession hits, when all the prices are depressed and nobody's paying attention, you could take advantage of the situation. Now, recently, it just came out, Moody's just downgraded the United States debt. Now, what does that mean for you? The same way that they downgrade or your credit score drop, that's the same thing that happens to the U.S. government. Moody's downgraded it, and Moody's was the last credit agency to downgrade it, but it's looked like it's having the most effect. So they downgraded the United States debt, but what does that mean? That means that the U.S. government has to pay more interest, just like you would have to pay higher interest payment if your credit score was, let's say it was at a 720, now it's dropped down to a 640. So now you have to pay more in interest to buy a car. The U.S. government have to pay more interest for other companies, other countries, other institutions to buy their debt. What does that mean for you is the question. And what that means is a lot of the things in the U.S. debt market, T-bills, treasuries, affected a lot of the everyday things that you buy and purchase every day. A lot of people don't know that the 10-year treasury is the benchmark of what happens to mortgage rates. The 30-year mortgage rate is based off the 10-year treasury plus a spread. It's usually a couple basis points, maybe 250 basis points. That is what the 30-year mortgage is based on. Most people get 30-year mortgages. So now that the U.S. debt has been downgraded, now debt holders and people that want to buy U.S. debt want a higher interest rate. So now what do you see happening? The interest rate for the 10-year treasury is going higher. What does that mean? Home price interest rates will go higher, and we have seen it in the last couple of days. Car interest rates will go higher because that is a spread between the 3-year treasury, especially if you got a 5 or 7 payment cycle on your car. That's where it comes from. So the first thing that's coming out is, oh, because the interest rates went higher, the demand for housing has dropped. Most people look at it as, oh, that means we shouldn't be buying houses. Not me, not the contrarian, not the person that's out there that's trying to make his next million. I'm looking at it as, okay, if 80% of the people say that they don't want to be in a housing market, that means 80% of my competition has just went away. And I go to proceed to look on the MLS, I look on the Zillow, I look on the Redfins, I look on all of those different platforms, and I see we're at highs of houses that's on the market for sale like we seen in 2018, especially here in Florida. The longer those houses sit on the market, you're starting to see price drops. A lot of these people that put their house on the market, they was already off size because they thought that the housing market was the same during COVID. We could just put up any price and people would buy it. They didn't understand the cause and effect of the reality or the yin and yang with the interest rates. But now you just keep seeing week over week price drops, price drops, price drops. I'm getting alerts every day. And then I've been going out. This past weekend, I was in Georgia looking at properties. I was actually looking at portfolios of properties. So a portfolio was, usually 2 to 20 units that somebody owned of individual houses or individual properties that they're trying to package together and sell it as a bundle. I've seen a lot of that, and I've seen they've been cutting prices on those because the demand for it is not there. Those are opportunities. Yeah, it's going to suck. I'm not going to get the spreads that I'm used to getting, but long as that price keep coming down and I can negotiate harder and then get deals, I'm going to do it. Yeah, it's going to be ebbs and flows with the economy. Probably all the units won't be rented. Maybe it's going to be some evictions in the process, but the key is I acquired the asset at a low price. Once I work through all the things that will go on just with owning rental properties, once everything is stabilized, then that's just nothing but printing money after the fact. I've been hanging out on the MLS, the 30 to 60 to 90 days, even 120 days that's on the MLS. Because those people are frustrated and tired. They just, now they at the point of just wanting to give it away. And I'm more than happy to take it and oblige. But of course, it got to meet criteria. But that's what I'm doing as an investor. When the stock market a month ago was going down 20%, everybody was running for the hills. Not me. I was looking for quality companies to load money in. And then you've seen after that, it proceeded to rally up 15%. Now it's coming down a little bit because of the Moody's downgrade. And then if it goes down more and I see panic in the market, I will buy more. When Bitcoin was at 105, everybody was jumping in. Then it dropped down to 85, 79. Everybody was like, oh, Bitcoin is going to crash. I was buying Bitcoin. When it was up there at 105 at the first time, at the earlier part of the year, that's when I was selling it. I was selling, just holding, waiting for another bad time. So I sold it at 105 and got back in the 79, 80 realm. And then now we're back at 110. That's the key to the game, is not to follow the crowd. Literally, the first tenant in the process, and I just said it in the previous video, if you're following the crowd, you're wrong. Because you're following the crowd, they're doing all the wrong things. You can't convince me that a large mass group of people are smart. And I'm not sitting here trying to talk about the education level of people, but a large mass group of people, they're just following the crowd. I don't want to follow the crowd. I want to be taking advantage of the things that they're not paying attention to. Because when the crowd comes back and start rallying up my position, I'm already in. I don't want to be buying homes in Florida during COVID when interest rates is at 2%, and then you could just put anything on the price of a house and then people buying it. I want to be buying the prices when nobody was even paying attention to Florida. So when the rally comes, just the value of my assets go up. I know usually I start the video saying, welcome to the process, and you have the little song and dance at the beginning, but I want to get right into this. I wanted people to understand this is what I'm looking at. This is what you should be looking at, especially if you want to make money. If you just want to go along with the crowd, if you want to say, oh, woe is me, the government just messing up, we all in trouble. If you're not looking to change the situation, it's not the channel for you. But if you're looking to change the situation and actually do something about it, then this is damn sure the channel for you. Because the only thing I'm going to do is keep telling y'all plays and things that I'm looking at. If you choose to look at them and choose to understand why those plays work, then hell, I'm all in for you. But if you choose just to do nothing and hope the government's going to save you and hope Trump going to come out with some plan or the Democrat Party going to come out with some way to block some plan that you don't like, then you lost. You lost. No matter if you like Trump or you don't like Trump, we stuck with him for another 3.5 years. So do I put my life on pause for 3.5 years and just say, oh, we're just going to wait till it gets figured out? Or am I going to say, hey, let me figure this thing out because I can't depend on the government to take care of me? People on Social Security right now, your grandparents, your parents, right now, you can see what Social Security is. So if your game plan is to wait on Social Security, you think it's bad now for your parents and grandparents. Wait till inflation hit 15, 20 years from now and is way higher, but Social Security is still around the same price it is now. So I'm asking people to get their heads out of their butt and start focusing on what's important. Your financial future is most important, and right now is the best time to take advantage to get your financial future in order. With all that said, thank you for joining the process. I'll see you in the next video. Y'all have a good one. Let's get it in.